Hello friends, imagine Earth not as it is today, but as it was about 100 million years ago. The world back then was unrecognizable, a place with no humans in sight, where giant and terrifying animals ruled over the planet. Dinosaurs, beasts so massive that some of them were taller than buildings, with jaws strong enough to crush bones in seconds, and legs powerful enough to run at speeds of almost 90 kilometers per hour. They weren't just animals, they were fearsome rulers who dominated Earth for more than 170 million years. But then, in a single twist of fate, something happened that wiped them out completely. What was that? How did these mighty creatures lose their throne on Earth? Today, let's journey back into deep time to understand their rise, their reign, and their catastrophic fall. The very word dinosaur comes from Greek, from dinias meaning terrible and sauros meaning lizard, quite literally, terrible lizard. This name was coined in 1841 by a British scientist, Richard Owen, when the first fossil was discovered. At that time, people had no real idea what dinosaurs looked like, so the earliest illustrations were often laughably different from the accurate reconstructions we have today. As more fossils were unearthed, the drawings changed and became closer to reality. Today, more than 10,000 fossils have been found worldwide, and scientists have identified over 900 distinct species. Paleontologists continue to work tirelessly, and between 2003 and 2022, on average about 45 new species were discovered every single year. Just last year in Chile, scientists found a bizarre dinosaur called Stegosaurus elenchus with a blade-shaped tail weapon and a beak-like mouth. Discoveries like these prove how much more we still have to learn about these ancient rulers. The story of dinosaurs begins around 230 million years ago, during the Triassic period, when Earth was still one giant supercontinent called Pangaea. Imagine all the continents you know today: Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia, the Americas joined together into one massive landmass. The climate was hot, dry, and arid, with very little rainfall. Dinosaurs of this early age were nothing like the giants you picture. They were small, often only about 2 meters long. One of the earliest known was the raptor, considered the ancestor of many dinosaurs to come. At that time, dinosaurs were far from being the dominant species. Giant reptiles roamed the earth too, and some, like the ancestors of turtles, even looked almost cute, but Earth never stays the same. Around 201 million years ago, massive volcanic eruptions split open the supercontinent, spewing carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide into the air. This triggered rapid climate changes, ocean acidification, global warming followed by cooling, and eventually a mass extinction event. Most reptiles and species of that time were wiped out. Dinosaurs, however, survived. Unlike many cold-blooded animals, dinosaurs were warm-blooded, which gave them the advantage to withstand such harsh shifts in temperature. This extinction event is known as the Triassic-Jurassic extinction, and when it ended, dinosaurs began their path to supremacy. What followed was the Jurassic period, lasting from 201 million years ago until about 145 million years ago. This is the period that inspired the name of the famous Jurassic Park films. In this era, dinosaurs finally emerged as the true rulers of the planet. Some evolved into giants like the early Titanosaurs, massive creatures weighing up to 15,000 kilograms and stretching 15 meters long. Others evolved into the first feathered flyers like Archaeopteryx, bridging the gap between reptiles and birds. Meanwhile, Pangaea itself split into two supercontinents, Laurasia and Gondwanaland. But it was the next era, the Cretaceous period, that saw dinosaurs reach their peak. Beginning 145 million years ago and ending about 66 million years ago, the Cretaceous period was the golden age of dinosaurs. During this time, the Earth's climate was warmer, sea levels were higher, and flowering plants began to evolve. Dinosaurs of all shapes and sizes dominated every corner of the Earth: swift raptors, heavily armored beasts, towering plant eaters, and the terrifying apex predator, Tyrannosaurus rex, the mighty T-Rex. reaching up to 40 feet long with the strongest jaws ever known, evolved around 68 million years ago. Here is a fun fact that might surprise you. Humans today are closer in time to T-Rex than T-Rex was to the dinosaurs of the Jurassic period. That's how long dinosaurs truly ruled the planet. The Skysta had their giants, like Quetzalcoatlus, a flying reptile with a wingspan of over 10 meters. On the ground, the Dinosaurs weighed an unbelievable 77 tons, one of the largest land animals ever. For millions of years, dinosaurs thrived, unrivaled, unstoppable, but destiny had a different plan. Then came the day 66 million years ago when everything changed. A massive asteroid, about 10 to 15 kilometers wide, hurtled toward Earth at a speed of 30 kilometers per second, 150 times faster than a jet airliner. It slammed into what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, creating a crater 180 kilometers wide. The energy released in that impact was a billion times more powerful than the atomic bombs of Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined. Everything in its immediate path was obliterated in seconds. The heat from the blast set forests ablaze, animals were incinerated, tsunamis towering to kilometers high crashed into shores, and earthquakes and volcanic eruptions shook the earth. The short-term effects were catastrophic, but the long-term effects were even worse. Dust and debris filled the atmosphere, blocking sunlight for over a year, plunging the planet into a deadly nuclear winter. Temperatures plummeted, plants could no longer photosynthesize, and entire food chains collapsed. Herbivores starved first, followed by the carnivores that preyed on them. Only small animals capable of hiding underground, scavenging, or adapting to new diets managed to survive. Mammals, lizards, turtles, and some birds. In total, more than 75% of all species vanished, including every non-avian dinosaur. This marked the end of the Cretaceous period and the beginning of the Paleogene period, a new chapter in Earth's history. While dinosaurs were gone, this catastrophe opened opportunities for others. Mammals began to rise, filling the void left in the food chain. In time, horses, whales, bats, primates, and eventually humans would evolve. Interestingly, not all dinosaurs disappeared. The ones that could fly gradually evolved into the birds we see today. Chickens, ostriches, and other modern birds are their direct descendants. So in a way, dinosaurs still live among us. The closest living relative of the ferocious T-Rex is, unbelievably, the chicken. Scientists discovered the truth about this asteroid thanks to a rare mineral called iridium, found in unusually high amounts in rocks dating back to 66 million years ago. Since iridium is rare on Earth but abundant in asteroids, this was clear evidence of a massive extraterrestrial impact. Geological studies confirmed the crater's location in Mexico, part of it on land and part submerged under the sea. Even today, you can see evidence in the cenotes of the Yucatan Peninsula, beautiful sinkholes forming a ring around the crater. These cenotes are now tourist attractions, but they are also silent reminders of the day Earth changed forever. Now, you might be wondering, what if an asteroid like that hit Earth again? Could humans go extinct just like the dinosaurs? NASA and other space agencies have identified more than 28,000 near-Earth asteroids, including hundreds larger than 1 kilometer across. To prevent catastrophe, they launched a mission called DART, the Double Asteroid Redirection Test. In September 2022, a spacecraft successfully crashed into an asteroid, changing its path. This was a proof of concept showing that, if an asteroid ever threatened Earth, humans might be able to deflect it. But the truth is, the greatest danger to Earth right now isn't an asteroid. It's us. Scientists believe we are living through the sixth mass extinction, called the Holocene extinction, caused entirely by human activity. In just a few centuries, deforestation, pollution, climate change, and habitat destruction have driven thousands of species to the brink of extinction. The rate of loss is now 100 to 1,000 times greater than natural extinction rates. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. If we continue down this path, the future of humanity itself could be at risk. In 2010, the United Nations set ambitious biodiversity goals, but most of them remain unmet. New targets for 2030 aim to protect at least 30% of land and oceans and cut pollution by half. Whether we succeed or fail will decide if humans last longer than the dinosaurs or vanish much sooner. Think about this: dinosaurs thrived for 174 million years. Humans, in comparison, have existed for just about 300,000 years. They survived for more than 600 times longer than us so far. The question is, will humans beat their record, or will we disappear before we even reach a million years of existence? That depends on the choices we make together, starting now. Friends, if you've stayed with me this far, you're clearly curious and passionate about these stories of Earth, history, and science. And I know you don't want to miss the next one. So take a second, hit that subscribe button right now, and join this journey. Together we'll explore even more mind-blowing stories that will change how you see the world. And now I want to hear from you. After listening to this story of dinosaurs rising, ruling, and falling, and the role humans are now playing in shaping the planet's future, what do you think? Can we survive longer than the dinosaurs, or are we heading toward our own extinction? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be reading them, and I'd love to know your opinion. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.